This bond was made in the U.S.
We have got bribery in plain daylight right here, guys. Take a look at this.
Comes off the Corning line. It's engraved for President Trump. It's a unique unit of one. It was designed by a U.S. Marine Corps corporal, a former one, that works at Apple now.
That's good. He's done well.
Designed it for you. And the base comes from Utah and is 24 karat gold. And it sits, I'll take the liberty of setting it up.
Wow.
Disgusting, guys. So here we have the CEO of Apple, Tim Cook, gifting, okay, aka bribing Donald Trump with a 24 karat gold base plaque of some kind. We have bribery in plain daylight right now, guys. And at the same time that this is occurring, where we have this level of corruption right in front of our faces, take a look at this.
I am upset, okay? So I got home, got my mail, got my rent increase notice. Going up to $2,500. Single dad with 3 kids, $2,500. What are you going to do with this money? You've done nothing in 10 years. The bathroom heater still doesn't work. I asked multiple times for better insulation in the walls because the electric bill's insane. There's still a tree waiting to fall and kill us all. Nothing has been done to this house in 10 years. And I can't paint the walls. I can't do any of the regular maintenance because that violates the lease. But you're not doing it.
Guys, this is why it is so important to own your own property. Okay, it is a huge deal. If you are pulling down your pants and preparing to get screwed by renting, I am telling you, okay, right now, those in power, those with housing, those landlords, they're voting down new housing so they can do this, so they can jack those rents up, and it is getting bad out here, okay? The higher the degree of desperation people have for housing, you're going to have that when there's a supply shortage. The more and more and more they can milk out of you, the more and more they can screw out of you. They're jacking up this man's rent, and at the same time, they are screwing him by doing no maintenance.
My original goal when I moved into this house 10 years ago at $1,495, that's now going to be $2,500, was to
That is over $1,000 price increase.
buy my own house and get out from under this landlord crap. Instead, I've paid the enormity of somebody else's mortgage. I paid that, and they've done nothing. All that they did was have the down payment and the credit rating. That's all they did.
That's all they did.
They signed the papers.
Because somebody got there first, because somebody had the credit and the ability to finance the home, you're now going to be paying the mortgage. And while you build up their equity, you are going to be left with nothing to show for it. God bless America.
I moved into the house immediately. They've done nothing.
This is awful. This is sad to see.
I can't keep doing this alone. And apparently I can't seem to find the right thing to do it with someone.
Absolutely crushed.
What is the answer? Should we just start robbing banks at random to pay landlords?
And the thing is, people will get desperate. Okay, I don't know where that line is, but I feel like it is fast approaching. Within the next 2 years, guys, we are going to see some absolutely horrendous shit take place. We are approaching a point in history, okay, a point in this country where a massive demographic of people, 33+%, are not going to have a place to stay for a reasonable price and a cost of living that they can afford and any sense of financial security. And people are going to riot. There's going to be, it's going to be back to the dark ages. Unless something is done to deal with this greed, okay, things are going to go badly. Very, very badly. Ridiculous.
This is stupid. This is why people are angry at the system. My landlord is not even like some equity company. It's some lady who decided to move to Costa Rica because, you know, she couldn't handle the fucking Republican government being Republicans, but she's so liberal, she squeezes her tenant every year. Squeezes.
That's because whether you're red or blue, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, for these people, these bloodsuckers, all they care about is green. That's the real color that they all are, okay, is green.
Fuck you.
You know what she did? She went to Costa Rica where the cost of living is lesser, right? And then she's gonna lease out her home and live the big life, live the good life down in Costa Rica. It's fucked up. All right, we got another one for you guys. So you guys have probably seen this guy, Freddie Smith, man. He breaks this down beautifully.
It's not the overspending, it's the cost of living. Here is a breakdown of the average Gen Z and millennials' cost of living in today's world. So number one is rent. Everyone knows that Gen Z and millennials have to have a roommate. So splitting a 2-bedroom...
I'm just going to make sure the volume is up here. I don't even see the volume on the screen. I'm sure it's good.
Apartment with utilities is around $1,500. If you have a car, a $12,000 to $15,000 used car is still going to run you $400 a month. Car insurance and gas is another $300. Student loan payment $500. You're going to have groceries for $500. You're going to have personal care, doctor's appointments.
So here's the thing about the groceries. You're going to be, unless you're eating a lot of beans and rice, your grocery bill is going to be above $500 for quality food. So it's even higher than that.
Care, gym, about $150, and then cell phone and miscellaneous $150.
So care and gym $150. I don't quite understand how he's getting that number. Not that $150 is that big of a figure anyway. When you just take into consideration food, student loans, rent, and a car payment, you're already wiped out.
That's $3,500 a month, which is baseline. Do you know how much $3,500 a month is? $70,000 a year, or $34 an hour. Because after you take out taxes, put $300 for health insurance, and do a healthy $500 401k contribution, that leaves you with $3,500. This is no fun, no savings, no maintenance, no clothes, no kids, no traveling, no vacations, no bachelor parties, no weddings, no funerals, no clothes, no school supplies, nothing.
No joy. That's what he's really getting at, guys. This is no joy. This is nothing. And in addition to no joy, you get no financial security. You are reduced to a slave. You're a joyless slave under this system, under this current situation.
And this is paycheck to paycheck. And on top of it, they're holding $40,000 of student loan debt, a $15,000 car, and if they ever wanted to buy a house with closing costs and the down payments, another $50,000. So they need $105,000. So even if they were somehow able to scrounge up after $70,000 of paycheck to paycheck, $5,000 to go to a concert, to have avocado toast, whatever it is, $5,000 a year, it would take them 20 years to pay off this debt and save up for a house. 20 years of living with the roommate where that rent's going up, and they're making $70,000 a year as a college graduate. The average person in this country makes $50,000. It is not the overspending.
You know what I was going to say? I just had this thought right now. Go back to paying in cash. Pay your employees with cash, you know. Don't pay taxes. You gotta be cheating. When shit is this bad, when you are being robbed blind to this degree, you gotta be cheating. You gotta be cheating. I don't know how else to put it. People can't afford to live now. I guess, what do? You give up your car and you get a bicycle. You give up your phone. You just gotta track me down if you want to talk to me. You know what I mean? You know, there's something I'm literally witnessing in my community right now. Okay, it's that businesses are not accepting card payments. I went to a bar about several months ago, and they only do cash. Cash only. And I know why. It's because they can't function if they do not cash, because of what the government takes. Comes in and gets their greedy hands in there and slice of the pie. And there's another, I found a hair salon that my girlfriend is about to go to, and guess what? only cash only, cash only. They want cash. I know why. With this type of greed and this type of screwing, I can't blame them. They would no longer be able to be in business, you know? Look at this guy. So this guy, this is a TikToker, Jerry Lou, and this guy is an idiot. This guy is so unappreciative of how good he has it. And he thinks that everybody's just lying. Everybody's just lying about how bad things are and that you just need to make better decisions. Let's take a look. And then let's crush his argument.
Does anyone else think about the fact that their friends would be doing so much better financially if they had listened to you for the last decade when you told them, hey, you should probably buy something that appreciates every month. Just, set aside a little bit of money and buy something that appreciates. I have a bunch of friends in their early 30s who at most have a tiny 401k balance and a little bit of home equity. After that, they have absolutely nothing to show for all the hard work they've done over the last 10 to 15 years. I've asked them multiple times, like, hey, what's your plan? Like, is there ever going to be a time you stop working? Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to work until Social Security kicks in? What's your plan? And none of them actually have an answer. Why isn't this taught in school? Like, why don't we mention this? Is it because they want us to work until we die? Like, is that why it's not talked about?
Yes.
This is a very important part of life.
He's
Figure
got one
out
thing right.
when you're going to be able to stop working, or when you're going to be able to have a choice on whether you work or not. No one thinks about that. Like,
Everybody fucking thinks about it. What do you mean? Nobody thinks about the fact that they're a slave? Every single day they get up and go to work. And it's not about them working. Maybe their job sucks, whatever. But it's about them going to do the job that they hate and they have no means to ever escape it, right? What is he talking about? Are people not thinking about the future? That they're screwed financially? Of course they are. And I don't know what job he's working, but I have a good feeling this man is making six figures. And if he's very good with his money, okay, he probably has some means to save, means to create financial security. That is not the average American. And for his friends, or the people around him who he's seeing struggle, they don't have any money to invest, okay? Car's an appreciating asset. Take an asset like a home or, even certain stocks, right? You need some decent amount to start putting in there to get anything going. And these people are truly paycheck to paycheck. Like, what is he even talking about? He literally can't understand that people are making probably significantly less than him. I would love for him to share what he makes, because I have a feeling it's into the six figures. And if he's doing this off of 45K, please share with the class. There's no way that's the case. Check this out. There's another one with him.
sorry, but I don't agree with the whole idea that the cost of living is that much higher today than it was like 15 years ago. Now, I do want to clarify, I'm not talking about housing. That situation's insane. But
Oh yeah, that pesky thing called housing, which most Americans now need to spend more than 50% of their income on, and no mention of things like healthcare, groceries, childcare for families, all exploding in prices, and that doesn't even mention energy prices. Yeah, Americans just need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and stop spending so much money on avocado toast and maple syrup and all those coffees and Uber Eats orders. Yeah, that...
I swear he's doing this just to drive controversy.
sorry, but I don't agree with the whole idea that the cost of living is that much higher today than it was like 15 years ago. Now, I do want to...
Absolute bullshit. Guys, I just lost all credibility of this guy. I think he's doing a grift. He's just trying to drive engagement by saying things that are flat out false while people are suffering. Disgusting grift, if you ask me. Take a look at this one.
We're here in Florida on vacation. We just got back from Publix. We were like blown away by the prices at Publix.
If you think feeding your family is expensive now, just wait. So ground beef just hit its highest price ever.
Prices on items I buy increased 75% from 2022 and 2024. So cost of living is basically messed up right now. And at this point, a lot of people can't even afford groceries.
Brother, it has been messed up. It's just getting to a point of ridiculum. It's getting to a point that people are going to be looting shelves. And that's already happening in major cities, don't get me wrong, but it's going to start hitting communities near you. Shelf looting with this shit.
This person picks Walmart. And let me tell you, Walmart inflation is probably one of the least compared to the other stores. If you've been to Whole Foods, you buy like a few items and you come out and it's like $43. It's actually kind of crazy. So basically, ultra processed.
And back, yeah, exactly, ultra processed. So, well, the Whole Foods, when you buy healthy food, just some healthy, good quality food, you are going to ring your bill up to like, again, 40, 50, $60. If it's, anything that's not the cheapest processed crap you could buy, it is going to be pricey.
Processed bread goes from $1.98 to almost $4. Bag of Lay's $1.33 to $3. And let me tell you guys, now if you get a bag of Lay's like this at Kroger, it's like $4.30 where I live. So,
I will say this about the processed food situation. Apparently, those on food stamps really like their junk food. And I'll say this, I don't think pulling food stamps is a good idea. I do think setting restrictions is somewhat of a good idea because you are effectively subsidizing Lay's here with their garbage toxic chips, right? You're subsidizing that with government funds if you're giving people money to go buy it, right? So I do think there should be some restrictions there. And then that drives up health complications. These people are getting diabetes eating this crap.
it has pretty much tripled in price, maybe even like a little more than tripled. Mangoes are expensive, chocolate's more expensive, but the more processed the item, the more expensive it's become. But at this point, even
It's ridiculous.
just generic chicken thighs are pretty freaking expensive.
You got to understand this. It's always been the case that like organic foods have been pricier, but you could get away with it if you could sacrifice your health a little bit for being able to keep your dollar. That is to say that your processed food was generally a little bit cheaper, but man, that is gone. That is a day in the past. And what we're really witnessing here is that they don't want you to have any means or any way to scapegoat or to get around the high food prices. They don't want you to be able to escape the high food prices. That's why even things you could generally have eaten are now going up in price. At the sacrifice of your health. A lot of people need to have access to healthy food that is not going to destroy your health, okay, at a reasonable price. So, in my opinion, we need to have organic food that is extremely affordable, not just this crap.
Expensive. With a lot of Redditors complaining how inflation is getting so bad they can't even afford to eat at this point. And the high cost of eating out in America is also destroying a lot of these fast food chains. Right now, if you go to some places in America, a Big Mac meal is literally $17, $18. I'm not paying that, okay? And right now, people are saying eating out is a luxury. I live in the Midwest, so prices aren't really that bad compared to some of the coastal cities, but still it's pretty bad when I go to Chipotle and I get queso and guac and a bag of chips, no drink, and it's $20.
Exactly. Raise your hand if you remember the time when getting a bowl from Chipotle, a stacked bowl, was not even $10. It was like $9 and some change, right? Long gone are those times. I'm going to skip around in the video here.
Expensive, especially rent. Even in Manhattan, where people said like the rent prices can't go up even more because like it's already super high. Manhattan and Brooklyn rent prices literally just went up a few $100s in the past couple months.
Here, I'm going to read what this guy on Reddit said. So here we go. Like back then, when I go grocery shopping with my parents, they'd pay about $100. We'd have so many items. Now I get happy when the water is $4 instead of $7. When back then we wouldn't even buy it if it was more than $2, and that's for a pack. He says, "Why is it that the used to be free trials are now $2 a month rent increase? Yeah, everything's just going up." That's pretty much what he's talking about.
That's how crazy the cost of living has become in America. And apparently, a lot of people are just really fed up with the cost of living. But what can you do? You're just.
I'm gonna skip to the. Yeah, you're just gonna have to suck it up, chum. That's why I'm such an advocate of people, producing their own means. Here, I'm gonna straighten this up a little bit.
Has become the new normal, but it doesn't have to stay like that. Listen, I used to think as a stay-at-home wife with zero income, maxed out credit cards, living off my husband's income, which barely covered the bills, was the way life was going to be like forever. Fighting over money, staying up at night wondering which bills we could afford to pay, picking and choosing between groceries and gas. Like, all I wanted was peace. I was so tired of living like that. I knew there had to be another way, a way that I could start making money from home to take some of the weight off my husband's shoulders. I didn't want to live in survival mode anymore. I wanted to pay my bills without stress. I wanted vacations. I wanted date nights. I wanted to be able to go to bed with peace in my heart without the financial anxiety keeping me awake. Then I finally came across an opportunity that God put right in front of me. Digital and affiliate marketing, a legit way that people...
I don't know what she's going on about, but, you know, as far as the validity of how, whatever she's saying and how it pertains to this video, yeah, that's another negative. All the anxiety and stress you have to deal with just to worry about being able to pay your bills.
were making tons of money online and changing their entire lives. I'll be honest with you, I didn't...
Oh, I don't know why he's even showing this girl, to be honest with you. It sounds like she's doing like a marketing pitch. Here, let's skip.
To save is wild to me. I don't go out to save right now. This is coming from somebody who's a really good saver.
About this opportunity, I would love... If you haven't hit that follow button yet, you're...
It's impossible to save right now. This is coming from somebody who's a really good saver. The fact that I have done less this year and yet I still have nothing to save is wild to me. I don't go out to eat, I don't get drinks. This is the least I've ever traveled. Shopping sprees are very far and few between. Also, I'm spending less money on rent, and yet every single one of my paychecks is going towards some sort of bill, an adult related thing I don't want to pay for, like insurance, my car repair, maintenance on my HVAC. I mean, I feel like the list is...
People are actually opting out of health insurance entirely right now, by the way, because A, if you've got a company like United Healthcare, you're witnessing that more, you know, many times it doesn't even work. They got 33% denials, okay? A disgusting denial rate for, you know, so a lot of people are just like saying, screw with the things I don't absolutely need. So we're talking health insurance, car, get like a bicycle. I've seen guys zipping around. They're always Gen Z, man. They're always Gen Z. They're zipping around on these little scooters. It's sad though, because they're being forced. It's not like it's an option for them. If you're making that type of sacrifice, it should be to be putting so much money away you can buy your house outright. Screw the fucking banks. You don't even need their money. But that's not the case. I'm not so sure I'm gonna finish this video right here, guys. I mean, it just kind of drags on from here. Things are getting worse, and I think at some point we're gonna hit a breaking point. People are gonna get desperate. I think it's gonna turn to anarchy, guys, eventually here, if something isn't done about this, because once you get to a point where people are going hungry in mass, some of these people are gonna say, fuck it, and they're gonna go loot. They're gonna get some food, right? And then those businesses that are being looted up are going to go out of business, and then there's going to be no food. I mean, you know what I mean? It's so sad that the decisions that are being made by politicians, it's gonna hurt us. It's not going to hurt them. It's the biggest crime. If only we had accountability in that regard. Guys, that is pretty much it for this one. If you've stayed this long in the video, thank you so much. I love you. And with that said, please blow up the comment section and like the video. I was kind of thinking about that just when I said I love you, it reminded me of Idiocracy, if you've ever seen that movie, you know, the welcome to Costco, I love you. So anyway, it's late here. It's past midnight. My brain is just toast right now. Anyhow, let me know what y'all think in the comments below, and that's pretty much it. Peace.